welcome back to Wildlife Wonders at 1, except at 2. Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties that we have worked out. We are now in our HP Education Center. This is the higher place to elevate our minds to learn and grow. And so we brought our amphibious friends over here with us. So here is Jeremiah. He is an African bullfrog. African bullfrogs are one of the largest frogs found in South Africa. These guys can reach upwards of 4 to 5 pounds. They can reach even 9 inches long. So this guy is probably about 2 to 3 pounds. And you see how he's moving around? He's so large, he's actually not able to jump super well. They do move their feet along and kind of walk. And he does eat things like small rodents and lots of insects. We'll see with his body here does kind of up in there, and so what he does is he makes himself look bigger so it intimidates predators and he'll be less likely attacked by a predator. Now, one of the questions we get quite often here at North Georgia Zoo and Wildlife Wonders is, what is the difference between a frog and a toad? And so the best answer for that is there's going to be some exceptions to this. There's going to be an exception to everything that I tell you. But as a generalization, a toad is a frog, but a frog is not a toad. And so some of the characteristics that you'll notice the difference between the frog and the toad is the frog is going to have more of a slimy skin. They're going to be more often found in the water or near water. And typically frogs will jump and toads will walk. Toads also have more of a bumpy, rough skin as opposed to the slimy skin that the frogs have. One of the other characteristics that can help identify them is toads will lay a string of eggs and frogs will lay a bundle of eggs. And so again, each of those things can have exceptions on both sides, but that is a general rule of how you can tell the difference between a toad and a frog. So Mr. Jeremiah here, I'm going to go ahead and put him up and bring out our next friend. So this guy here, this is Bellows, and Bellows is a cane toad. Cane toads have been brought into many different countries as a form of pest control because they do spend a good bit, they have a voracious appetite, so they eat quite a bit of insects. They've been brought into places like Australia. But one of the features that the cane toad has that has made them an invasive species is right here behind his head on each side. Those are poison sacs. So they secrete a milky colored poison that when a predator eats it, it makes them sick and sometimes can even kill them. So their predator population in Australia has diminished and the cane toad population has increased. So what makes an amphibian an amphibian? Frogs and toads are not the only amphibians. You also have other things like salamanders. But basically after they are hatched out of their eggs, they will be tadpoles or some form of that, such as like an axolotl or a water dog. And then they will go through a cycle called metamorphosis. And that is when they change from that fish-like state to growing legs and feet and crawling out of the water and going on land. All right, so this is our cane toad. I have one more frog for you to meet today. So our last frog we're going to meet, this is a White's tree frog, sometimes called a dumpy frog. And what's cool about them is they are a tree frog, so if you see how he's holding on there, he's able to grip a hold really well. They have sticky feet, but they climb up in the trees. Some other cool features is they do have the ability to change color as a camouflage and almost a form of communication of emotion. So he is kind of this brown color. He can turn a greenish color too, or even a blue. So that is a White's tree frog. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put him away. So what we are going to start including in our segments. Each day is an activity to go along with what we're talking about. So today we would like you to take a video of yourself hopping as best you can as a frog and post them in our comment section. And then so on our website we will put a place for activities. So some days we'll have worksheets, some days we'll have an activity for you to do to share with us. And each day we hope to bring the animals closer to you. Thank you so much for being here at Wildlife Wonders at 2 today. Check in tomorrow for a bonus feature of Catterday. Thank you.